This is the Donner Hush X Pro, and this is in Midnight Glow is the name of this finish. It's not coming across terribly well on camera. You can get a little bit of it. It looks kind of metallic-y, bluey silver, but it's kind of an iridescent finish that goes from kind of greeny turquoise to purple on the edges. This color is currently not available, I believe, in North America or in Europe. It's a Chinese exclusive. Video editor Matt here. Just checked while editing this video. This guitar is actually now available in the Canadian, American, presumably UK market. So if you love this Midnight Glow color, it could be yours. So this is Donner's premium offering of a travel guitar. It comes with amp modeling and even guitar simulation, so you can make this mimic the sound of a Strat, a Tele, a Les Paul, whatever it may be. But before we get into any of that, why don't we look at how it sounds? So the demo that you're about to hear here, I only used the amp sounds and guitar sounds and distortion sounds and reverb sounds that are available in this unit, so you can really hear what it's kind of sounding like. So there you go. That was all recorded with the internals of this wonderful guitar. Let's kind of dive into what I've noticed playing this thing over the last couple of weeks. One, I would say this feels more like a normal guitar than the Hush X that I tried before did, which is the kind of cheaper version of this. Not to say that the other one felt bad, because it didn't. It felt great. But this one, the neck profile is much more kind of what I would expect, whereas the normal Hush X has a little bit of a different kind of almost classical guitar profile. So sitting down with this and strumming it, it feels like a really, really nice guitar. The other thing about this is that this has a gloss finish rather than a satin finish. I actually prefer, especially a satin neck. But the finish here is actually a very nice one. It doesn't feel sticky. It does its job. It has this cool little pickguard that I like. It's an interesting design. And the thing that I was really, really enjoying about this is that the tuning system on this, it's locked on both ends and you tune like this, because obviously it's a headless guitar to shave weight off. But this really, really holds stable. And I found that, I really hardly ever have to tune this thing, which is really nice. So in terms of fit and finish, it sounds and plays great. It is a mahogany neck and body, and the neck was actually reinforced with carbon fiber. So I haven't experienced any shifting of the neck, and I don't really expect to, given that it's reinforced with carbon fiber. But that's kind of what we have there. If we were to look at the specs, this one has a really nice kind of the more modern truss rod adjustment, so you don't have to take off any screws. You can just tweak around in there. These knobs down here, so the volume knob and the tone knob are kind of built into the stack. The little one is the tone knob, the big one is the volume knob. This, when the guitar is not running simulation, acts as a pickup selector between all of the sounds. It got a little crunchy there as I flipped to the humbucker bridge. But so that's just this is what the guitar sounds like, just raw. If I were to flip to the bridge, but all in all, those sound really, really good. But when stuff gets really interesting, it's when you engage this, which let me see if I can get this to show up nicely on camera. So here you have a little screen, and if you hold down this button on the front, you heard the little click. That means we're powering on. So there's a little OLED display. So now it's powered on, and here we have all of our kind of options. So in this modeling unit, you have tone matching. So the ST is a Strat, TL is a Tele, LP is a Les Paul, JM is a Jazzmaster. Then you have acoustic simulation, so Jumbo, an OM, and a Dreadnought, which is super cool. Let's try out maybe a Strat. I like the idea of that. And I, as a player, pretty much only ever use the neck pickup, so we are going to flip to that. And then if I go to mix, if I want it to sound as stratty as possible, I want to turn that all the way up to 100. Now, this also has effects, so this is chorus, jet, tremolo, wah, pH. The effects on this sound pretty good. Drive, you get various famous distortion and drive pedals, which is wonderful. Amp and cab, you get to pick an amp and you get to pick an IR. So if you go to cab here, you can select those. This is, again, what I was using. So on that video that you saw, I believe I was using a TS9. I was going into a Fender Twin. I don't remember what cab I was using, but it was great. They also, if you are into it, have delay and reverb. I was using a little bit of Hall reverb on that demo recording as well. But let's focus on the tone options. So here's my newly minted Strat. I can boost my volume back up. It has that kind of spanky kind of quality, the scoopy thunk. If I flip down one, let's see what a Tele sounds like again. Sorry if you're a bridge pickup guy, I'm gonna give you, well, the Tele is a pretty iconic bridge. So here's neck pickup on a Tele. Yeah, that was a sketchy note. Pretty good. If I go to the bridge, let's see what a Tele bridge sounds like on this guy. So you get that kind of super thwacky kind of sound. Just to keep with the theme here, I'll hop over to LP. So here's kind of a humbucker thing. This would be the bridge. Not bad. If I flip it to the neck, neck's a little hotter. Nice, warm, full kind of humbucker sound. So what I would say with the kind of tone matching stuff in here is that it does it sound exactly like these guitars? No. Does it sound close enough? I would say yes. It sounds really, really good. And then this is where this would be super, super beneficial to you, is these are really made so that you can play and practice anywhere. You know, you might leave this at the office or something for your lunch break. For me, I just kind of dig hanging around in my office with it because it feels like a real guitar once you start playing it, but it's super light and super compact, which is really cool. But Donner also sends you, of course, in-ear monitor kind of styled headphones. So where the tone match and kind of simulations stuff would really come in handy is when you're using this guitar with headphones. Because if you're playing just the direct into headphones and it's just the sound from the pickup, it's going to sound pretty harsh. It's not going to be a very pleasant sound. The other thing that's super convenient about this, so it has the 1/4 inch out, which is what I'm using now. It has the headphone out. You can also connect this to your computer via USB-C, and you also actually have to recharge this with USB-C. If you had asked me if I ever thought I would need to recharge one of my guitars, I would have laughed in your face. But that is how this whole kind of power unit of this thing is run. It's rechargeable, run off of USB-C, not UBC. And you can also actually just connect this to your computer via USB-C and use that to record in your DAW. So in terms of being an absolutely insane value Swiss Army knife, this thing's pretty incredible. Again, it's all mahogany kind of construction. The fretboard, I believe, is Richlite, which is synthetic wood, but it's super smooth and feels great. It comes with stainless steel frets, which is a super premium feature. And again, the thing that I really appreciate about both this guitar and the Hush X, just the standard line that I got to play before, is that it is just such a usable kind of you don't feel like you're playing a space alien. Once you get used to it, it just feels like you're playing a guitar. This is definitely, I think, a step up in terms of both features and in just the kind of way that it feels from the Hush X. And again, if you're looking for a solution that has some amp modeling and effects and stuff, you want to practice at the office, the other really great thing about this, you can connect Bluetooth to it and you can, jam along to tracks. Or there's also a tap tuner built into it. So if you hold down this button up here, you have a tuner built into your guitar, which is awesome, especially because kind of clipping on a clip-on tuner to this thing's a little bit of an experience. I've been clipping them here if I ever have to. But you have that, and then if you're doing something with the delay-based effects in here, you have the tap tempo to kind of sync up the delay and see what that sounds like. So that's been my experience with the Hush X Pro. It's been fun messing around with it, both using it to teach and of course do some recordings here at home. Let me know what you think. Are you interested in the Hush X Pro? If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer them down in the comments. What do you think of this whole travel guitar thing? Because again, I was always skeptical of these things, but the two that I've tried from Donner have been absolutely amazing. So, if you enjoyed this video, I'd really appreciate it if you could like and subscribe. It truly helps me out more than you could know. If you want to take a guitar lesson with me, there's a link to get in touch with me down in the description. I'd love to work with you on whatever's troubling you on the guitar. If you are looking for a way to support me and what I do here, you can check out my Patreon page, linked down below. All of my patrons get early access to videos, as well as cool behind-the-scenes sneak peeks that I don't share anywhere else. Another great way to support me and what I'm up to is to check out my ebooks and or my video courses, also linked down in the description. It's a great way to get some more in-depth educational content from me than I can offer in a 10 to 15 minute YouTube video. And last but not least, I have new videos coming out every Monday and Thursday, so I hope I'll see you in the next one. And until I do, I'll wish you a wonderful day, and I hope you have some fun playing the guitar. Thanks.